Hey, everybody! All right. 1-0 series lead.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
All right. All right. How's everybody doing? Obviously, a great night for the Yankees. I'm going to wait for people to join me. Looks like we got 19. So obviously, big win for the Yankees. Let's start off with Gerrit Cole. I'll just go through my notes and then I'll take some questions, comments, and all that stuff. So Gerrit Cole was Gerrit Cole tonight. That's the best we've seen him. Literally. 7 innings, 2 runs, no walks, 13 strikeouts, not quite the 15 that I was projecting, but I'll take 13. That's not bad. We made Shane Bieber look like, an average pitcher. The Yankees just kind of beat him up. They hunted fastballs all night. They laid off the curveball. Gleyber had a couple of bad at-bats, but then he made some adjustments. And the offense just got stronger. You could see them getting their confidence back. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse. After Aaron Judge hit that home run 4 pitches into the game, I was like, yes! Ah! Something like that. And I just, the voice is gone, man. The voice is gone.
Yes, I agree.
So Gleyber Torres tonight, 4 for 4. 4 for 4 for Gleyber. We're getting our swag back a little bit here. Getting our swag back. Gardy party. I questioned whether or not Gardner should be in the lineup tonight because Clint Frazier's been so good for the Yankees all season. And look, Gardner shut me up. Not only does he get the big double on a fastball away to left field, but then he hits that home run to dead center. So maybe, maybe the coaches saw something in him. There's no way that this game should have been as much of a blowout as it was. And then tomorrow, we've got Masahiro Tanaka.
Hire a samurai.
And he's going to go for the 2-game sweep.
Double kill.
So, Bieber did get destroyed. I'm going to go ahead and... All right, so what do you guys got to say here? That's why we got him. Games just like this. Absolutely. I mean, you don't pay a guy $324 million to win during the regular season. You pay him to win during the postseason, right? This game had so much more importance than anything else, exponentially more importance than anything else he's done as a Yankee so far. And that includes opening day. That includes when the Yankees were in it for the division. So, hey, look, Yankees came out strong tonight, and Gerrit Cole sent a message, and now he's got that confidence going for the next round should the Yankees get there, if they can finish it off tomorrow with the
double kill.
All right, so let's see. We have arrested bullpen. Don't blow it up tomorrow. Agreed.
Yes, I agree.
What's my prediction for tomorrow? I made it during the pregame show. I'm predicting 5-1 Yankees. I predict they finish it off in 2. I think that Gary Sanchez is going to come up big tomorrow because I feel like he feels slighted not having gotten the start in Game 1. And Masahiro Tanaka is absolutely unstoppable in the postseason so far in his career. 1.76 ERA. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to necessarily do it this time. But, a track record means something. He's shown that he can pitch in big games. Also, the Indians haven't seen him this year. And the last time they saw Tanaka, he was not throwing quite as hard. He's made some tweaks to his mechanics this year. Now, I'm sure they've gotten scouting reports on it and all that stuff. And, the Yankees are going to be facing Carrasco, who's a pretty good pitcher. But the Yankees have beaten Carrasco in the past. And also, Matt Blake knows Carlos Carrasco. Matt Blake was one of the guys who helped bring Carlos Carrasco up. And so he might have a little bit of insight into how the Yankees can, attack Carlos Carrasco tomorrow. 6-3 Yankees. I'll take that. Made a Triple Crown look like a casual. Yankees win 7-5 tomorrow.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Gerrit Cole was obviously on his game tonight. You could tell right from the beginning that he was just on fire. Let's look at the box score from today's game. So let's just pull that up. Let's scroll down. Let's start with the lineup. So DJ LeMahieu 2 for 5 with an RBI. Again, he was the catalyst getting things started off right. And sorry for that bright light in my screen. So he obviously leads off the game with the base hit to right field and puts somebody on for Judge. Judge hits the first fastball he sees for a home run. And if we've got Judge and Stanton swinging the bat well, forget it. Forget it. Because those guys carry this team when they're going. And Gleyber Torres coming out of it finally. Yeah, I went absolutely nuts. I went absolutely nuts when Judge hit that home run. Aaron Hicks 0 for tonight, but he did what he does. He picked up 2 walks. He made a nice play in center field on that sliding catch. Luke Voit went 2 for 5. He had that big double. He almost hit a home run down the right field line. Let's see. Giancarlo Stanton 1 for 5. He had some bad swings against Bieber. Bieber, as Alex Rodriguez was saying during the game, was not a great matchup for Giancarlo Stanton because he chases that breaking ball in the dirt. But when you throw him that cockshot fastball like he did, he hit it 442 feet to left center field, 116 miles an hour off the bat. That's, Judge and Stanton homering in the same game and Gleyber homering in the same game. You get all 3 of those guys hot with DJ swinging the bat well. Look out, American League. So, Urshela 1 for 4. He had a base hit. Not a great night for him. Torres dropped down to number 7, 4 for 4, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. And he picks up also did he pick up a walk? No, he didn't walk. No, he did walk. And then Brett Gardner, 3 for 5, like I said, double the opposite way, big home run to center field. And then Kyle Higashioka, 1 for 5. Hey, Kyle Higashioka, I don't care if he goes 0 for 6. I don't care if he goes 0 for the game. If you catch Gerrit Cole and he strikes out 13 guys and dominates, you did your job, Higashioka. Matt Blake, double agent.
Double kill.
Are you guys picking up my sounds okay? I've had to make some adjustments, but I got a whole bunch of new stuff. Who's excited for Masahiro Tanaka tomorrow?
Hire a samurai.
I'm thinking about doing a watch party. Would you guys rather have a watch party like during the game, or would you rather have a post-game chat like this, where we can actually talk about what's going on or what went on during the game? I might do like half and half. I might do like, maybe 3 innings during the game and then like catch up after the game. Because I like watching it on that big screen. I don't like watching my playoff games on an iPad. Sorry, no offense to you guys, but, If the Yankees continue production like tonight, you think they can match up with the Rays? Well, obviously, if you score 12 runs and only allow 3, that matches you up pretty well up with anybody. But the Rays are no joke. The Rays beat the Blue Jays 3-1 tonight. The White Sox beat the Athletics 4-1. The cheating Houston Astros won 4-1 over the Twins. And then all the NL games are tomorrow. Yankees will play, let's see, I'm not sure. I think it's 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I haven't checked, but I believe it's tomorrow night. Hi, Jack. Is Kyle catching for Tanaka? No. Well, they haven't announced the lineup yet, but I'd almost guarantee that it's Gary Sanchez. What up, Jack Arnold? What's up?
What the fuck is going on?
Do I keep the same lineup? No, because because Higashioka is going to come out. But I would bet Gary probably 9th tomorrow. I would keep him. I would keep everybody else the same just to keep the rhythm going. Carlos Carrasco is a good pitcher, though. You know, and Coltrane is onto something.
I wholeheartedly agree.
If you win tomorrow, you get 2 days off. Now, you don't want too many days off. You just had a day off. But the Yankees did play 35 games in 33 days, I think, down the stretch. So having, 3 days off out of 5, that's not bad. I mean, you should be able to really, get some rest. But, as long as you're getting your baseball, I'm all distracted because I'm reading the comments. People are saying I need my own radio show.
Yes, I agree.
Thanks, Lori. This is one I'm wearing. This is how I feel about tomorrow. We're coming for you, baby. We're coming for you, Cleveland. I honestly think that they should trade Gary next season if he does not do good and keep Higgy. Mason, I'm not 100% gonna disagree because he really had a bad season. You could argue it was a 60-game season, but this is the second time in 2 years he's hit under 200. He did have pretty good power, but he struggled defensively. He doesn't catch our ace. JT Realmuto is a free agent. The Yankees have some money coming off. I don't think the Yankees are going to re-sign Paxton. I just think that lefties with elbow issues, it's I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Yankees are going to sign Paxton. But I do think that they'll re-sign Tanaka. They're definitely going to re-sign LeMahieu at a raise. So it's all going to determine, what the budget is. But I could see them going after Realmuto if he's a free agent. All right, let's talk about Gerrit Cole. Somebody wants me to talk about Gerrit Cole. I'm actually going to put Gerrit Cole's highlights up. Not from the game, but just so we can look at his stuff. So Gerrit Cole had it all working tonight. I think the key, other than having the strikeout pitch going and striking out 13 guys, was that he was throwing strikes. He was commanding the baseball. He didn't have any walks. He was hitting his spots. He did give up the one home run, but you can give up a home run once in a while as long as he's not giving up 3 a game as he usually, did middle of the season. He's gotten much better at keeping the ball in the ballpark. His breaking ball was better than Bieber's tonight, and Bieber has a disgusting breaking ball. But Cole's was just diving off the table, and then he was working that fastball 97, 98. We saw a couple of 99s. It's a shame that the fans weren't there so that we couldn't quiet them down with his performance, because every time they would get a couple of guys on base, he would just dial it up, and he was unstoppable. All right, so THG says, I was only able to catch the game from the 6th inning on. What did I miss early in the game? So just a basic recap. Top of the first, DJ LeMahieu leads off with a base hit. Aaron Judge hits the 4th pitch of the game for a home run. And then in the top of the 3rd, I want to say it was a base hit and an RBI from, let's see, who was it? Was it Gleyber Torres? I think it was Gleyber Torres in the 3rd inning. And then the Indians scored in the bottom of the 3rd. Yankees scored 2 more in the 4th, and then 2 more in the 5th. One of those was a home run by Gardner. Let's see. Gardner was in the 7th inning. And then Stanton hit a home run in the 9th inning. So it was just a lot of contact. There was a base hit from Luke Voit that drove in a run. Gardner hit a double the opposite way into the gap. Gardner had a really good night, swinging the bat really, really well. Gleyber Torres got red hot. Hey, somebody wanted me to talk. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. There we go. So Gleyber Torres was 4 for 4. If we get him going, He's like a second DJ LeMahieu because he hits the ball all over the field. He's a catalyst. And now the Yankees are in a position. There's going to be another debate tomorrow because do you leave Brett Gardner in there? He was 3 for 5, or do you put Clint Frazier in there? Clint Frazier deserves to start the season he's had, but Brett Gardner is the hot hand right now. I mean, obviously after a game like this, how do you take him out? I don't know. Who do you guys think should start tomorrow, Gardner or Frazier? Let me know in the chat. I'll play a little music while we wait. Yes, Gary Sanchez will probably start tomorrow. That would be my guess. Deivi Garcia will likely not get a start in this round. We'll probably see him in the next round. When do you think the Yankees are going to bring up Jason Dominguez? Right now, it's irrelevant to talk about Jason Dominguez because he's never played a minor league game. So next year, if there is a minor league season next year, he's going to be in the minor leagues. And we'll just see how he does. I think he's going to progress quickly, but I think you're at least 2 years away. But if you're dying to play with with Jason Dominguez, I was looking at Gerrit Cole. If you're dying to play with Jason Dominguez, you can play with him on MLB The Show. All right, let's see what else we got here. Frazier starts Gardner from middle to the end of the game. That's not a bad solution.
Yes, I agree.
Did you see Judge point to his watch and tell Torres it's time? It's not. I did not see that, but it is Tanaka time.
Hire a samurai.
And I think Tanaka's going to go nuts. Is Carrasco a lefty or a righty? He's a righty, and he's nasty. He's one of the best right-handers in the game. He's got a nasty hook. Let's see what Carlos Carrasco's numbers were last year. Hang on, I'm going to pull this up. All right, so let me just switch over to my Safari screen, if you guys can see that. So Carlos Carrasco this year made 12 starts, 68 innings, 82 strikeouts, 3-4 with a 2.91 ERA. That whip is a little high, 1.206. That tells me he probably walks more guys than you'd like to. So 82 strikeouts, 27 walks. That's a lot of walks. That's a bit too many walks. He's averaging 3.6 walks per 9 and 10.9 strikeouts per 9. But 2.91 ERA. Last year he had a 5.29 ERA. So he is hittable. He is 33 years old. He's having a better year this year. So, he's going to be he's going to be a challenge tomorrow. Hey, it's Carlos Calado from Los Baseball. Keep starting Gardy versus righties. I think the Yankees are inclined to agree. Like the way he's swinging the ball, I think you're probably right.
FBI, open up!
Somebody at my door. I think we should start Gardy and then bring Frazier into the middle. Honestly, Dirt Bike, I think it would, if something like that happens, I think it would go the other way. I think you start Frazier and then bring Gardy in the middle because he's a better defender, even though even though Frazier is a better defender this year. Let Tanaka and Paxton go or sign Bauer. I think Paxton's done. I think Paxton is done as a Yankee. I think his stuff is done. I think his dip in velocity followed by injury problems. He's a max effort guy. He stretches out a lot on his delivery. He's had back issues. He just had spinal surgery. I'm not a Paxton guy, but I am a Tanaka guy, and I think the Yankees should bring back Tanaka, 3 or 4 year deal if he'll take it. He's coming off of a 7-year, $155 million contract. He's going to be 31 or 32. So let me pull up Tanaka. All right, so let's look at Masahiro Tanaka. So Masahiro Tanaka, he is, where's his age? 31. So he's going to be 32 next year. So you signed him for 4 years, 32, 33, 34, and 35. And then he might be able to get another 2-year deal after that. So far this season, 3-3, 3.56. That's his lowest ERA since 2016. 48 innings pitched, so he's well rested, 44 strikeouts. Look, just 8 walks, You remember the whip, walks and hits per innings pitched from Carrasco? Well, Tanaka's 1.167, so he's slightly lower. So he's actually allowing less base runners than the pitcher that the Indians are throwing out there tomorrow. And the Yankees have a better lineup. That's why I picked the Yankees to sweep. And that's why I think the Yankees are going to sweep. Who is your favorite Yankees jersey all time? What's your favorite Yankees jersey all time? I mean, I like the classic pinstripes. Don Mattingly is my favorite player, if that's what you were trying to ask. Gary tomorrow, probably. Is Gleyber Torres in the whole time? Tell me. I think you mean, did he play the whole game? And yes, I think he did. All right, Frost. Good night, Frost. Thanks for stopping by.
Ball game over.
In case you missed it.
Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Coltrane says, give Bauer $30 million if he's after a one-year deal. I don't disagree. I think he might even get more than that, though. If he just wants a one-year deal, that means you don't have to commit to him as long-term. A team like the Yankees that have deep pockets and don't mind spending for one championship, I would see them give him $36, $37 million if he wants it. I really do. For a one-year deal, I think he would go for it. All right. So we got Masahiro Tanaka tomorrow. He has been really, really good this year. I'm really looking forward to what he can do tomorrow in the postseason. He is my favorite Yankees pitcher. I love his windup. I love his attitude. He's just such a nice, likable guy. But, I didn't expect the Yankees to dominate as much as they did tonight. This one got ugly early. Did anybody watch the debates? I didn't catch the debates. I heard it was kind of I don't know, what's the word? A disaster, a dumpster fire. Bieber pulled the David Price, dominant regular season, terrible postseason.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, he was struggling with his command at times. He was struggling with his curveball. It wasn't as sharp as we've seen it in the past. And you can't throw Aaron Judge fastballs right down the middle. And that's the problem I was telling you that DJ LeMahieu gives you. If he leads off the game with a base hit, right, then you have to pitch to Judge because you don't want 2 on, nobody out going into the heart of your order. Even if it is Aaron Hicks, who was over, by the way. He's the guy who should sit tomorrow. Sit Aaron Hicks, play Gardner in center, and play Frazier in left. That's what the Yankees should do. That's what I think the Yankees would do tomorrow. Do you think the Yankees will beat the Rays? They got to play them first. They got to get there. They haven't gotten there. Great job by Gerrit Cole tonight, by the way. Here's the Cole train. Tanaka, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 runs. Yanks win 5-2. That sounds pretty realistic. I'll go with that.
Hire a samurai.
The debate sucked. Yeah, I don't see anybody I don't know anybody who hasn't made up their mind yet. People either like Biden or like Trump. So I don't see any reason to even have a debate. Just let people vote. Get it over with. Tanaka, 8 innings, and then bring in Chapman, even though the Yankees would probably have a 12-run lead. I mean, obviously, that's the ideal scenario, right? But just for curiosity, let's look at how many times Masahiro Tanaka has thrown 8 innings this season. Let's take a look. This season, start by start, Tanaka has not gone longer than 7. He went 7 innings and allowed 3 runs in his final start against Toronto. Before that, he hadn't gone longer than 6. So I think 6 innings tomorrow. I think if you get 6 innings out of Masahiro Tanaka, I think you've done a good job. Hey, appreciate it, Joseph.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Do you think the Yankees will go all the way? I mean, I really just don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I've seen the Yankees win the first game of the postseason a lot of times and then get bounced. In 1995, they won the first 2 games at home, and then they lost the rest of the way. So, it can happen. What are your thoughts on Chapman's split finger? That's a great question. That is an underrated addition to Chapman's repertoire. I also like that he poops his pants when he pitches. Jack S., do you think they will make it to the World Series? If I had to bet, I'd bet. If I had to bet, yeah, probably. If they're swinging the bat the way they are tonight, Gleyber Torres swinging the bat well, Giancarlo Stanton swinging the bat well, Giancarlo Stanton lying in the weeds on his way out of it. Let's take a look at the Giancarlo Stanton highlight reel. The man just hits the ball as hard as anybody when he makes contact. 442 feet, 116 miles an hour off the bat. Jack, I've answered your question like 12 times. Naylor went 4 for 4 tonight. Naylor has the worst mustache in Major League Baseball, maybe in all of sports. So during the game, actually, I write down a lot of notes. So I forgot to read my notes tonight. So you reminded me. So thanks to Coltrane for saying that. So, all right. So top one, DJ, he gets a single. He is the catalyst. I wrote down, we've already talked about that. Aaron Judge hits the big home run. I wouldn't say he's completely back yet, but he tends to hit home runs in bunches. It kind of reminded me of that game in Baltimore where he was like 1 for the game, I think, but he hit his first home run of the year, and it was a really high fly ball to left field that just kind of dunked in. Next night, he hits a big home run with 2 guys on in the 8th inning, and then from there, he got hot. So Aaron Judge kind of, he heats up. It's a very slow climb up the mountain, but then once he's at that peak, he stays up there, and it's higher than everyone else, but then he typically gets hurt, and it drops off. Nadler, worst mustache in all the sports. I actually wrote that down. I don't know if you guys can see it. Gardy, big hit to left center field. I wrote that down. I didn't realize he was going to hit another home run at that point, but it's good to see Gardner using the whole field. It's good to see Gardner, taking pitches, working the count. I thought Hicks worked the count really well. He had 2 walks. He was really good at laying off that breaking ball down in the zone. He hit 1 ball hard that got snagged, I think, by the shift. He still hits into the shift a little bit. What do you think about Andujar not being on the roster? I don't think that it's going to hurt the Yankees that much. I think Mike Ford got put on the roster, right? Mike Ford gives you a little bit of insurance because of Luke Voigt's injured foot. The Yankees don't really have a ton of other guys who can play first base. I mean, you can shift DJ LeMahieu over to first base, but then you got to put Tyler Wade in the lineup, and I don't want the Yankees to do that. I'd rather have somebody able to swing the bat, a lefty against a good right-handed squad. I think Ford is a good addition if they added him. Kratz, a third catcher, was a good move. So Lindor and Santana have been bad lately. Honestly, that's news to me. I haven't really been following the Indians too closely. I should have boned up on their trends. I just kind of looked at the overall numbers before this series. But trends can be important in the postseason. Who is your favorite baseball player? Right now, I'd have to say it's Aaron Judge. What do you think about Kratz being on the roster? I think it's a good move because, and A-Rod had a good point about this. If Higashioka is starting the game, right, and you need to pinch hit for him at some point with Gary Sanchez is not a great catcher. It makes sense to bring in Kratz in extra innings in a close game as your defensive catcher. And plus, then, if somebody gets hurt, you might not even bring in Kratz. You might just have him as insurance. As much insurance at the catching position as you can have is a good thing. And I like Kratz. I think he's good for the clubhouse. He's a nice guy. He's a veteran. So, yeah, I really like Kratz. Jose Ramirez has basically carried the Indians' offense this year. Well, he didn't do much for them tonight. Who surprised you tonight? I think Bieber, honestly, for the Indians surprised me by not having much at all. I mean, he had some decency. He had a good fastball, but his breaking ball was missing. He was pulling it into the dirt. I was really surprised by Brett Gardner. I did not expect Brett Gardner to hit the way he did tonight. I thought maybe Brett Gardner might get a base hit or two, run into something. But the fact that he hit a home run and an opposite field double, he's really encouraging right now. What kind of deal do you think DJ will want to re-sign? Do you think he'll take 3 years or demand a 4-year deal? How about 3 years, 60? Look, I'm not his agent. It really depends on, how long he wants to play. He's only 30. He's going to be 32, I think. So I think he's probably going to want a 4 to 5 year deal. And if I'm the Yankees, depending on what he does this postseason, I think he's a good investment because he's a guy who plays hard. He's good on defense. He's reliable. He's a contact hitter. He's got a really reliable body type. Also, here's something people don't consider much. He played in Colorado for all those years. Colorado is at a much higher elevation, and the gravity, it really does make a difference. There's less and the thin air. It definitely doesn't affect your body as much to play in the upper levels of although the oxygen, I guess you're not getting as much oxygen. So, I feel like he doesn't have as much wear and tear as some guys. I might be talking out of my ass, though. I had a few drinks tonight. If Boone gets canned, do you hire A-Rod and or Buck Showalter? I definitely don't hire A-Rod. First of all, Brian Cashman hates A-Rod. Brian Cashman and A-Rod have been feuding for a decade. A-Rod is not going to be a member of the Yankees organization. Buck Showalter's good on the Yes Network, but, I'm not sure that Cashman and company want to go that route. What has Buck Showalter ever won? I don't think Buck Showalter's ever won anything. All right, so I'm going to add this one. R6 Smoke says, I'm an Indians fan. You Yankees are cheaters. We're winning in 3. Yankees are terrible. Shut up! How's that? How do I feel about Tanaka tomorrow? I already talked about this. I feel good about Tanaka tomorrow night. Against a weakened offense, the Indians are not a great offensive team. But here's the deal with Tanaka. You can always tell right away how he's going to do. If he gets off to a hot start, if he pitches well in the first couple innings, then, he generally cruises. Excuse me. And with Tanaka, you can tell as early as the first batter. If he's hitting his spots early on, that means his mechanics are together. If he's getting swings and misses a lot early in the game, that means his breaking stuff is sharp. So you can tell right away with Masahiro Tanaka. I want Paul O'Neill as a coach. I agree.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so we're getting a lot of redundant comments at this point. We've been on for 33 minutes, so thanks to everybody who joined. Join me tomorrow. I'll probably do either a watch party or another one of these. I didn't get enough responses on that, so I'm not sure. But I'll probably do maybe a couple innings of a watch party. We'll see. But I'll definitely do a post-game chat like this. Yankees definitely upward slope. Jed Bike.
I wholeheartedly agree.
One more time before we end tonight.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
I see you guys tomorrow night.